This here is the first issue of the Justice League Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossover comic.
So, this is DC's Justice League crossing over with Boom Studios' take on Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The first issue of this miniseries opens with Angel Grove, the setting for the Power Rangers. The series takes place before Tommy gets his White Ranger powers. Anyway, everything appears fine on the first page, but as soon as we turn over, we see a massive crater in Angel Grove. The Rangers look at the destruction, with Zack on the ground, blaming himself for the loss of Angel Grove. And then we see Superman there telling Zack it's not his fault. As to why Superman is there, we have to find out by going backwards in time. 36 hours ago, the Rangers were at the command center, called in by Zordon because Alpha 5 was missing. Now, I've mentioned this a few times already in the Power Rangers Pink comic, where the characters call Alpha, Alpha 5. Yes, that is his full designation, but in the show, he was hardly ever called that. It was simply Alpha. Anyway, I won't mention that anymore, as it's likely to be a recurring thing. So, the Rangers teleport out to try and locate Alpha. Zack is the one who locates Alpha in a cave, and he appears damaged. They both teleport back to the command center, and Zordon asks if there were any signs of struggle. Zack didn't bother to look for any at the time, and then Alpha starts behaving strangely. Zordon realizes something is wrong and tells Zack to teleport Alpha away. There was no time, and Alpha explodes. When Zack recovers from the blast, he sees Lord Zed and his putties in the command center. Zack morphs into action, and he appears to want to take on the putties and Lord Zed. The putties hold him back, and as Lord Zed taunts Zordon, Zack grabs hold of Zed and teleports him and some of the putties away from the command center. Zordon trying to warn Zack not to do so, as the teleporters were damaged. It's too late, and Zack, Zed and some putties teleport to somewhere else. Zack was able to let go of Lord Zed whilst teleporting. I'm not sure if this is an accurate depiction of teleporting in the Power Rangers universe, because in the TV series they were shown as energy, and even though they could communicate with one another, they weren't really in physical form, so they shouldn't have been able to hold on to someone and then let go, whilst in teleportation mode. But we could probably pass that off as a teleportation fault. The other Power Rangers return to the command center, see the putties, and morph into action. Zordon tells Trini that the Alpha that exploded was actually a bomb, and that Zack teleported Lord Zed away whilst the teleporters were damaged. Trini asks where in the world Zack is, and Zordon tells her he's not in their world anymore. And we see the Batmobile's lights shining on Zack, and Batman tells Zack to put down his power axe. Zack thinks that Batman is one of Lord Zed's monsters, and I can sort of understand why. In the TV show, Zed and Rita in fact had monsters which could disguise themselves to look human, so a Ranger could easily see Batman as one of Zed's creations. Then again, it could actually be the concussion Batman is talking about. Zack launches the first attack with his power axe, but Batman blocks it. He thinks Zack is confused and tries to restrain him for the time being. But as he has Zack pinned down, the other Rangers arrive and demand Batman release Zack. They then begin their attack on Batman, and he tries to call for assistance. According to Batman, the Rangers have increased durability, speed, and strength. Batman's assistance gets closer at a very fast speed. Zack regroups with the other Rangers, and they inform him that they are now in another dimension. As the Rangers raise their weapons, a red flash runs across them and their weapons disappear. The Flash is none other than the Flash himself. Batman then jumps into the Batmobile and fires a missile at the Power Rangers. Kimberly tells Trini and Tommy to get Zack away, but he tells them they can't leave because Lord Zed was brought into this dimension and they can't leave him here. Kimberly accepts they have to find Zed, but defeats Batman and the Flash first. She then summons the pterodactyl Dinozord and enters the cockpit. Now, I like how the cockpit is based on the one depicted in the original TV series. In Boom Studios' main Power Rangers comic, the Zord cockpits are drawn different. Here's the other thing, In the TV series, after the mutiny, the Rangers started using the Thunderzords to fight Zed's monsters. Yet here we have the Pterodactyl Dinozord. So this plays out a bit differently to the TV series. We don't know if they have the Thunderzords here. Anyway, the Flash contacts Watchtower and tells Cyborg to call in the Justice League's big guns, because in his words, Batman's been taken by a flying pink dinosaur robot. And that's the end of this issue. Now, the comic is okay. Story-wise, it's just a typical crossover plot and two sides of heroes get off on the wrong foot. The artwork is okay, and a nice blend between the DC and Boom Studios styles. We kind of know what happens to Angel Grove and that Superman is there. We just have to wait to see how we get to that point.